Last week, I spoke at a local university around interview preparation, and the professor also asked me to share a little bit around networking as well. And it brought me back to my university days. In all of my classes, there was always this constant reminder of, you've heard it before and you're hearing it today, and I promise you'll hear it 100 times more, but that it's all about who you know. And I asked my Instagram community earlier this week, what do you think about networking? Do you see value in it? And 100% of respondents, almost 100%, all but one, shared yes, they saw value in it. And then I followed up that question with, how does networking make you feel? Does it make you a little uncomfortable? Is it a little bit cringy? And the majority of respondents also shared that it made them a little bit uncomfortable. And so today I'm here to share with you 3 simple ways that you can expand your professional network. My goal is that by the end of this video, you feel a little bit less cringy networking with people and approaching to meet new people and building that professional network of yours. So let's get started with those 3 simple ways to expand your professional network. So let's start with the basics. Your network are your friends, your family, your past colleagues, your current coworkers, your past leaders and managers in your life. They're the people that are in your network, in your community, in your collective, whatever you call them, that support you along the way, that want to see you succeed within your career and are here for the short term and the long term of it. So earlier this week, I had messaged the Instagram community asking them about networking, and my sister-in-law messaged me and shared that she saw her business grow substantially this year, and she really equated that back to the networking that she's done. So she owns her own wedding business, wedding planning and wedding coordination. At LQ Events is her Instagram. And when she was at weddings, she would introduce herself to vendors and let them know what she was up to and ask them for their business details, and really just started to get to know people in a really non-schmoozy way. She's not a schmoozer. She did it in a really authentic way. So we're talking about business here, but this definitely applies to people networking as well. It doesn't just have to do with businesses. So I just want to call that out and say that right away. The 2 things that I really heard her say in her messages, or read what she said in her messages, was number 1, she stayed connected with these people that she introduced herself to. She would message them and just get to know them and see how they're doing and catch up and really support one another through this time of the pandemic, because it had been really hard for a lot of businesses who relied on being in person for their work to happen. The second thing that I heard her say was that she would refer others to those businesses. So let's say she met a flower vendor. She would refer her clients to those flower vendors to help build and support their businesses. So 1, she stayed connected with them. She nurtured relationships. And 2, she supported others, not just looking out for herself, but actually supporting others growing their business. And so really didn't make it about her, made it about others. And I think these are 2 really brilliant things to think about and hold on to as you think about growing and expanding your professional network. All right, let's move into what I promised that I would share today, which is the 3 simple ways that you can expand your professional network. Starting with number 1, which is around sharing your professional goals. I want you to think about your professional network as it stands today and think about whether or not you've shared your goals with that group of people. If you haven't, I encourage you to do that right now. So today, send a note to 1 or 2 of those people and let them know what goals you have, what it is that you want to achieve, ask them how they're doing, give them a little update, and get started right away. It'll take you 5 to 10 minutes. Now, point number 1 was all around sharing your professional goals, and while you're doing it, also diving in and getting curious and asking others what their professional goals are. This leads into point number 2, which is around taking initiative and helping others. Think about what skill, experience, and ability that you have that you can leverage to support others in your community, in your network, in your collective. This could be volunteering, this could be speaking at an event, or maybe it's even mentoring someone else. So I encourage you to think about what you have to offer others and who you can meet along the way. Now, the third and final simple way that you can expand your professional network is by simply introducing yourself. I know it sounds so crazy. It is so obvious, but in In-person events and virtually, it's really easy to slide under the radar and never have to talk to anyone, right? You don't turn on your video, you go get a coffee during those breaks at an in-person event. So think about those times that you're with people and think about the opportunity you have to share who you are, what it is that you want to achieve within your career, and see who you might be able to help. Again, points number 1 and number 2, who you can help in supporting their goals, who might be able to support you in achieving yours. It simply starts by introducing yourself. So do not ever again go to an event, either virtually or in person, and not make an effort to introduce yourself to at least one person. And while we're on this topic, I also want to mention the possibility of introducing yourself at a non-person event. So when you think about scrolling LinkedIn and you come across a profile of someone that you really admire or someone that might have a job that you want in a couple of years from now, I also encourage you to message them. Now, I know that it's kind of a 50-50 chance that they're going to respond, but I believe that it's all about what you say in that message and how you approach the message that is going to determine whether or not they respond to you. So I've created a little template for you to leverage and use when you send a LinkedIn message or when you send an email. I'm going to share the link in the notes below, and I'm also going to copy a little template and put that in the notes below, so you'll have something that you can download and something that you'll be able to just cut and paste from the notes that will support you in doing those cold, direct messages, if you will, to people who you admire and want to connect with to build that network of yours. There you have it, 3 simple ways to expand your professional network. The first by sharing your goals with your current network. The second by taking initiative and helping others. And the third, simply introducing yourself. If you're looking for more tips and more resources, I have a plethora of resources for you at Own the Interview on Instagram, as well as at my blog, owntheinterview.ca/blog. And if you like this video, please share and like the video and also comment below. And I can't wait to see you next week. Thank you so much.